little echo here, but it should be okay in a second. Awesome. All right, cool. So yeah, we're just hanging with Hani. That's the new name for our show. So
Love it. Love it.
how's the weather up there? You're in Canada, right?
Yeah, it's cooling down. Fall is upon us, but it's not too bad. It's still pretty nice. Still pretty nice. Yeah. Hopefully it sticks around until the weekend so we can do some Halloween trick-or-treating with the kids.
Right. Yep. And happy Canadian Thanksgiving a few days ago.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. You guys are up this weekend, right?
When is it? No, it's November. Halloween this weekend. And
oh, sorry. What am I talking about? Wow. Yes,
that's okay. You're only a few weeks off. So yeah, we're blabbing about Blab. Let's see who's here. There's some cool folks popping in, saying hello. That's awesome. So tell me, you've done a handful of these, right?
Yes.
Right. Yes. And do you find it better to just kind of like, hey, I'm going to go do a Blab and set it up and do it live on the fly, or do you usually set them up ahead of time and promote them? Or?
To be honest, now that I think about it, I don't think I've hosted more than maybe one Blab. I've been on maybe 10 of other people's Blabs. So I'm still trying to figure out the best way. Definitely promoting is good for up ahead, but sometimes you just, the fun thing about Blab is this just a conversation, right? So sometimes you just spur the moment. Hey, let's talk about this. Hey, Lou, you want to hop on? Boom, let's do it. So
yeah, I like that part of it.
It works either way. It works
on the fly thing. Yeah. And I've been a guest on a bunch, and it's kind of cool because you could just say, like, oh, look, so-and-so's in the room. Let's put them, let's see if they want to pop in. So I like that kind of on the fly nature of it. So I wanted to ask you, because I've just started using it, about Simple Live Press.
Okay, awesome.
And how you came up with it, what it does, and just how folks can, get a hold of it. Because I think it's pretty cool that one of the things I really liked about Google Hangouts was that, it goes right to YouTube. And with this, obviously, you can send, when your Blab's done, you can send it to YouTube. But right now, this doesn't go directly to your website unless you use your software, right?
That's right. Yeah. So right now, you can you get an email and they give you the embed code, go in, create the page, title, all that good stuff, paste the embed code. But the whole idea here is think of Simple Live Press as your virtual assistant, like somebody who's going in there. Every time you go live, you're done the recording. You don't need to think about it. It shows up on your site. Yeah. Fully published if you want. You can go live on your site with the video. And then on top of that, there's a couple cool things. We have some email opt-in box right below the player. That's always good. You want to grow your audience. You want to grow your email list. So it's always there for every episode. We have a few cool buttons so people can subscribe, follow you on Blab. They can listen to the audio version. That's a pretty interesting one.
Yeah.
Listen to audio, which pops up a window. People can listen to audio. They can keep navigating your site. And then another cool feature is the comments. So all these discussions going on this side here will show up as native WordPress comments. So all of a sudden you have a post with a video, which is longer engage time. We know how engagement time is important for SEO. And then you got, 50, 60, 70, 100 comments showing up. Yeah. So it's like a beautifully optimized WordPress post without you even having to do anything. You just create the content on Blab and it shows up on your site within, a few minutes.
Cool. So the comments are like if somebody had done a Blab, it would just show up like a Blab? I mean, just would show up like the regular WordPress comments, like somebody would go into WordPress and say, hey, come to the show.
Exactly. Everything we see here, people start typing in, hey, how's it going? Great show. They ask a question. All the discussion happening on the site will show up as actual real WordPress comments, which is cool for SEO perspective, but it's also cool for people who want to follow along, or maybe you share a link, in the talk. It's just good to have that discussion. The replay itself, the video shows the discussion on the side. It's still there. But having it set up so that a WordPress comments would be easier for search engines. That's the thing. Yeah. Search engines can't see what's in the video, or in the embed code, but they'll see what's on WordPress itself.
I'm going to put the link in the chat because it's...
I'm going to turn on the light here. I think I forgot to turn on one of my lights.
Okay, and I'm getting a little echo. I don't know if it's my end or your end, but I'll check.
Yeah. My room is a bit echoey. I just kind of moved down to my basement office here.
Oh, I thought I hear me through your headphones. So.
Oh, that's odd. I'm going to turn down the volume a bit. Okay, so yeah, that's the whole premise is automation,
Mm-hmm.
one less thing to worry about. And then the latest update, which I wanted to get it out here before we went live, but
Yeah.
I no joke, I fell asleep on the laptop on the couch last night with the laptop open. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get it out today. It's basically hopefully by the end of the day today
Yeah.
before I go to bed tonight. But the cool thing is, Blab now lets you embed your live video, right, on your
Mm-hmm.
site. So that's a cool
Yep.
feature they provide. Anybody can do that, but you have to go in, and every time you go and make a new show, you'd have to
Yep.
go in, copy this URL, go to your WordPress site, paste it in there, and remember to do that. Otherwise, it's going to show the replay of your old
Mm-hmm.
site. So what we've done is we're going to have a dedicated page or a post. You
Mm-hmm.
call it /live, hanimourra.com/live, for example.
Yeah.
You just drop it in embed code, and that's it. Every time anybody visits that page,
Yeah.
it's always going to be your latest live broadcast, what we're doing right now.
Yep.
Or if you don't have a live broadcast and you have one scheduled, it's going to show you your latest scheduled one.
Oh, cool.
So it's always going to update itself on the fly to be your live page. So you always have to you can always send people to the same page on your site. Never
Mm-hmm.
have to worry about updating your live page. So that's
great.
That's been a big request, and that's something we wanted to do. And
Mm-hmm.
it's ready. It's just going to do some final testing and get that update out there today.
So we're talking with Hani Mourra about simplelivepress.com because I was actually speaking with him a few weeks ago and talking about Blab and, the fact, like we talk about Periscope, but Periscope's sort of perishable in 24 hours unless you use catch.me. But Blab is cool because it saves the recording, but what do you do with that recording and how do you leverage it? Well, put it on your WordPress site like a blog post. And with Simple Live Press, you get that automated plus all the comments come in as WordPress comments. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And how about the setting up, like the additional feature of being able to set up like an opt-in? That's almost like what Wistia does with their, I can't remember what they call it, but you have to enter your email to watch the video. But in this, you'd basically watch the Blab, but you could still opt into something, adding the opt-in box below.
Yeah, the idea here, it's subtle, but it's positioned in the right place. So the email opt-in box is directly below the video. That's where your eyes are. We're video guys, right? You and I, so we know like you're engaged. You're engaging in the video. Your eyes are here. The opt-in is below. So you're not forcing anyone to opt in because I don't know. Some people take offense to that, but it's there. If you offer a giveaway that's relevant to the video you're talking about, or relevant to the topic you're talking about. Definitely people will opt in for that. So it's definitely a good tool. It's always there. You set it up once and it's always there. And the beauty is, let's say you have a new giveaway later, or you switch autoresponders, you switch from MailChimp to Aweber or GetResponse. It supports all of them. But if you ever switch, you just change the code once, your new embed code in the settings, and it updates all your previous posts.
Cool.
So you never have to go back and fix things up, and you can change things up on the fly if you have a new giveaway.
As soon as the Blab ends, as soon as the sort of broadcast ends, it will automatically go to my WordPress site. Like the way I have it set up now, it just automatically goes there, right?
Yes. So it takes a few minutes for the recording for Blab to process it, and then basically your WordPress site's checking every hour. So I'd say within the hour, because depending when the last time it checked. So within the hour, you'll have a post on your site. You'll have the video embedded, and based on your settings, you can have it be published. If you want it to go published, you can have a published post live to the world. Or if you want to add more show notes or more details in there, you can have it go as a draft. You can tweak it later and schedule it for later if you wanted to as well.
Yep. And the other cool thing is about Blab in general is that I know a lot of people are starting to use it for podcasting.
Yeah.
And I've, as a video guy, I've always said, well, I don't want to do a podcast unless there's a video element, like a video podcast. And this is pretty much it. I mean, you can have, a guest or guests and turn this into your podcast.
Yeah, it's a great platform because they give you the audio and the video. So they give you the MP3 and the MP4. So you can use that any way you like. You can slap an intro, an audio intro, an audio outro, upload that to your audio hosting for your podcast. You can take the same video, they have a button that says push to YouTube, so you can publish that to YouTube, and then you can embed the YouTube video on your site, or you can embed the Blab replay on your site. So there's so many opportunities. I think what they designed is a very universal platform. And I think it's only going to get better. They're going to improve the audio quality. They purchased PodClear. They acquired PodClear recently, so that's a great service. It's going to give you great audio quality. So I think they're looking at this as a platform. Yeah, definitely podcasters love this platform. It's
great.
And they engage with audience too, right? You get people, real people. Your real listeners can jump in, ask a question, or just have a discussion with them.
Yeah, real time. See who's in the chat and stuff like that. And the other thing, I think I still love Hangouts, and it certainly has its purpose. But a lot of people found that a little technically challenging.
Yeah,
Hangouts. A little bit of a learning curve.
Yeah, and it's a bit of a learning curve here. Anybody with a Twitter account can even just a listener can just open it, click a link. Log in with Twitter, and that's it. So it's very easy for someone to consume. I found Hangouts to be there's a little more steps involved. So it definitely has its place. So you're right. It's not a replacement. I don't think it's a replacement for Hangout. It's just another complementary tool, and it's only going to get better. I'm a big fan of Blab.
Yeah, I think I would probably I'll still do my webinars with Hangouts, but things like this, quick interviews, sort of spur of the moment stuff, things where you want interaction, you want people popping in and out, this is perfect.
Yeah, it's perfect. And it's easy for us to content creators, and also easy for viewers and listeners to join the conversation.
So how did you do your little purple Simple Life press lower third? Did you hack that or something?
No, I wish I had that much power. No. It's basically, it's a free tool. I use a free version of a software called ManyCam. So I can type it in for those who don't know. But it's almost like an add-on. It kind of it creates a virtual camera. It hijacks your camera and lets you add texts. It lets you, I can switch to my screen, like my desktop, and show my desktop.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So the idea is it's like another virtual camera, like a fake camera that the web browser thinks is a real camera, and you can have Blab use it as your primary.
Nice. So, Manycam.com. Yeah. So does that solve the problem? One of the few issues I've had with Blab is that, I'd really love to show you what I have on my screen right now, or I want to show you this. You can't really do screen sharing like you can on Hangouts.
Yeah, I'm going to show you my screen. It kind of solved. Well, it's kind of solved. Yeah, you can see yourself seeing yourself and yourself. But it kind of solves it. But the quality is not the greatest. It's hard. Yeah. It's just still a small screen. So I don't think it's not a replacement. Yeah. But it's a temporary hack which people can use. And I've used it before. You got to be kind of conscious about the resolution of your screen, and you want to set it up so that you really zoom into the area, because it's difficult to see. But I think it's a little better when you have only one person on. So if you're just doing yourself, you lock the seats because you get a little bigger real estate. It's a little better. But I'm pretty sure it's going to come where they're going to have a mechanism for screen sharing, because that's definitely it could be a teaching tool, right? Teaching platform where you need screen sharing. And
that's my only, I'm not really even a complaint, but that's the only drawback I can see about Blab is that, you can't sort of toggle back and forth between slides or on screen, but I'm sure they'll get there. So
yeah, another cool trick I've seen people do, or heard people do, I haven't seen it yet, is you can, if you have 2 Twitter accounts, or actually maybe you can do it the same. You might need 2 Twitter accounts, so you log into your session twice on 2 different browsers. You can have one window just showing your screen, and one window of you. It kind of gets tricky to navigate, but you can hack it that way. So you can have, imagine, you talking on one side, and that's PowerPoint slides on the other side, on the other window.
Okay.
So you can talk and have the PowerPoint. But I think you might need 2 accounts for that, and make your other self the co-host. And it's a hack.
Definitely a hack. Blab hack.
Blab hack. Yes.
So thanks, again, thank you for sharing Simple Life Press. I've been talking about it as well and promoting it as I do. I'm doing this, as you know, Blabapalooza starting next week. And
I want to hear about that. I'm excited about it. When I saw your post about that, I'm like, wow, this is a great idea. This is what people need, because Blab is so new. They want to learn from, not expert people, experienced people, like people who've done this, are using this for.
And that's the thing. I can't go on and say, well, I've done 3 blabs, so I'm a blab expert, but I can go to, Sue Zimmerman and Brian G. Johnson and Denise Wakeman, who had just popped in there, and say, okay, you guys have been using it. What's the deal? What are the best practices? So I talked to, about 10 different people and did quick little 10-minute interviews, real quick. Okay, what are your best tips? How are you using it? Can it be monetized? And I'm just going to, put those on a website at blabapalooza.com starting on Sunday, November 1st.
That's all. And it's totally free, right? You just register and it's totally free to watch the interviews.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And I think we'll probably do, because ironically, I use zoom.us to record the meetings because I wanted to pre-record them.
Mm-hmm.
But I think as we're going, we're going to do stuff like this, just do some extra guest blabs and surprises and things on Blab itself, because I just like the, spontaneous nature of it.
Yeah, that's a good idea, because I wish you could record blabs in advance, but without having an audience, but you can't do that. There's no private blab.
Right.
But yeah, that's a great idea. Maybe you can do like a follow-up once it goes live, maybe that, a few hours later or later that day, you can have the guests come on. That's a cool thing about Blab. It's so easy. You can fire up quick Blab, get your guests on there, get some engagement, get people hopping in and asking questions. So
yeah, so we'll definitely do some of that.
I tried to spell it, and I'm
forget it.
I'm like, man, I don't want to muck it up. So I'll leave you to drop the link.
Yeah. Let me see if I can. Yeah, because it is hard to spell, and I picked like the worst possible word. But you can also go to loubortone.com/engage. Hey, Tim's here.
Tim, how you
so
doing?
you can put your own links in, right? Like if I do BLAB, I can't even spell it. Blabapalooza.com. Yeah, that works.
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah, so that's exciting. I mean, you got 10 people or 12 people on the interview?
And Michael Port also, who has a new book out called Steal the Show, and he's talking about engagement. I mean, that's really what it's all about. You can use these video tools. At the end of the day, they're just tools, but you can use it to connect with people and engage with folks. And the other cool thing about Blab in particular is, you see people popping in and out, and it's a way to connect with people who you might not normally be able to get a hold of. It's like, oh, I've emailed so-and-so 6 times and they haven't answered me, but now they're doing a Blab and I can pop on as a guest.
Yeah.
Do you want to, let's bring Tim Gillette in, if you don't mind, and just say hello and see what's cooking with him.
I just wanted to say hi, Lou. I'm so excited to see
Tim.
you on this platform.
Thanks, Tim. I love your
video because of you.
Oh, that's awesome. I love your Twitter handle, Rocker Life Coach.
Yeah. I got started in 2010, and the first week that I got and started with my business, I was on webinars, and you were on there, Lou, talking about video.
Oh, thanks.
Because of that, I adapted video early into my business. And now excellent. I see you here. I'm like, I'm come full circle. I get to see you again.
I know, finally. And, because it's weird, because for me, I don't particularly like being on camera, but this is like so easy and informal that I'm not too afraid of it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. Tell us what you're doing these days. Where can people find you? What are you up to?
My website, timgillette.com. And I'm actually, I help people with a blog and a brand. I help people take their personal story to talk about their product or service. And that's nothing more than story, creating their personal brand. And that's why it's like me. Everything I have now, in the beginning, I thought I had to be Rocker Life Coach. Well, I'm not. I'm really Tim Gillette. I have Tim Gillette Radio Show, timgillette.com, and the program that I've created is called Rock Around Your Blog. And it's kind of simple. What you've seen you do, Lou, is telling people with video and creating it.
Yep.
I'm telling you, you still got to have content on the web. Create your personal, talk about your personal story and create a blog, which is where I got started. So.
That's cool. Absolutely, and we like Tim Gillette so much that we named a stadium after him here in New England where the Patriots play. So.
Yeah, I know that. I'm sick of you guys winning, though. I moved to Dallas 15 years ago, and we have not won or gone to anywhere near a championship since I've been here.
Well, I know my brother calls the Patriots the revenge tour. It's like the Deflategate thing. Piss off Tom Brady and they'll start winning a million games. So, Yeah, thanks for popping in.
Yeah,
Tim,
I
we
got
were
to go
just
get
saying
ready
how
for a
cool it
radio
is.
show. I just want to say hi.
All
I'm
right.
so excited to see you on, Lou. I'll be in touch with you more.
I appreciate it.
All right.
Thanks, Tim.
All right. Thanks, Tim.
See, that's the cool thing. It's like, oh, there's Tim. We haven't talked to him in ages. Let's put him on. And a second later, you're into Blab and chatting.
Yeah, you know what I love? I love that you're calling it engagement. Like that's your product. I mean, we're talking about Blabapalooza, but really it's the engagement, right? This is just like another tool. There's Periscope. It's also another great tool. There's all these tools out there, but it's all about connecting with people, connecting with your audience, your listeners, your viewers, people who consume your content. This is another, like, video is awesome because people get to see you, but this is interactive video. Like these platforms let you interact, sometimes even face to face, like with the camera here. But just having someone being able to access you, and get to know you as a content creator, it's so powerful. So I love that you said engage as your main focus of the Blabapalooza, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah, and I think that's the attraction, and why I've been asking people about the difference between Periscope and Blab and why they like one over the other. And I think the Periscope is still sort of the one to many, and Blab is all of us. So that's a cool piece about it. Well, before we sign off, tell folks one more time that might have joined late about Simple Live Press, because I've been excited about it and how now you can send your Blabs recordings to your website.
Yeah, absolutely. Like engaging, right? People consume your content. Ideal place to consume your content in my world, whether it's a podcast or a video or a live broadcast, is on your site, right? That's your brand, your homepage. So basically, Simple Live Press will take that recording that you've just done here. We're going to do it right now. And then within a few minutes to maybe up to an hour at the absolute max, it will show up on your site as a blog post with the video, email opt-in box, all the discussion as comments on your site, everything done for you as if you had a virtual assistant go in there and create the post on your site. So you're instantly creating content both on the web, like on Blab, but also instantly creating the same content on your WordPress site without you even having to log in if you don't want to. So it's definitely an automation tool.
Yeah, and for people who would rather chat than write, it's like instant blog posts. So
yeah, exactly, instant blog posts and video, like instant blog posts with a video and video blog posts.
Yeah,
so it's awesome that way. So
very cool. Yeah. All right, folks, we're going to wrap up here. I want to remind people that we are doing that Blabapalooza.com. The link is in the chat, which is quick conversations like these. With folks who have been doing it for a while. I knew when I jumped in here, it's like, I don't know much about the platform, so I'm going to ask people who are doing it and people who do know about it. So that's that. We will do another one of these down the road, honey. We can kind of connect anytime, which is pretty cool. So
love it.
Thank you. Also go to simplelivepress.com and check out this software that Hani has created about getting your Blab recordings to your WordPress site automatically. Very cool. Very easy to use. And yeah, that's about it. We'll sign off and we'll catch you guys pretty soon. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it.
Thanks, everyone.